Right, that's us. Hello, YouTube stroke survivors. It's been a while since I've been on here. I didn't mean to leave it this long. I just had things going on and the usual type of things. My name is Patricia, known as Trisha, and known as Trish, known as quite a few things about the village. But other than that, I'm getting myself comfy here. I'm sitting here, as you can see, in my jammies. I thought, just go on, because this is the fourth, no, sorry, this is the third. I should have done it last night. My timing's been all sent to cock, but pardon me, energy. But anywho, yeah, my intention was to do for a 4-year anniversary. Cameras annoy me, so it is, but I want to do a 4-year anniversary of my massive stroke. I should have called it massive stroke. It was fucking enormous. But I wanted to do that, and I hope you're all well. I hope you're happy. At least you're happy. You know, if people aren't, I don't know what's the best. Being happy, being well, and happy. Fuck, if you're well, you're happy. So I wanted to come on and just really wing it, with it being my 4-year. My daughter informed me she's not. I'm just expecting her back in, but I thought if I don't do it, I'm not going to do it tonight. But I said to her, guess what was happening? It was 8:30, and I said, guess what was happening 4 years ago today? And she says, you were in hospital. And I says, no. I says, I was lying under the dining room chair. No, dining room table, sorry. You'll have to forgive me, I get my words mixed up, I'm sure you'll understand. So I said this to her, because that's where I ended up that night 4 years ago. And she said, no, you were under the dining room table last night. And I said, how was I under there last night? She says, because you went to hospital today. And I'm thinking, how is that right? No, and I always argue the point with her, and it really, sends her mad. I don't do it as much now because I know she's right. I'm telling you, the kid will take a. I've got Joseph back up. Oh, my grandson's name. Anyway, he's called Joseph, and he's back up here. Or he's back across here from Edinburgh. He's just had very happy news, and I am absolutely delighted for him. I was praying to the man above, and I really wanted him to get it, and he's got his first. Him and 3 of his friends. One is a schoolhood friend, and the other 2 are uni friends that he met at university as his second year going in Edinburgh. And believe me, he was a village boy before he left to go to Edinburgh. Now he's got the accent and everything. So I'm expecting that one too. He's been sleeping all day. He's humped all his stuff. He had to move out the mount accommodation. So my ex-fiance had to go up and get him with my daughter and my granddaughter Grace. She's 11. Joe was 19 on the 28th of July. He'll be Leo. And my daughter was 35 on the 15th of August. So we've had that, going on. But what I do want to talk to you about tonight is 2 important things. 2 very many important fucking things, because I learn new things about myself. Oh, fucking not every day. Sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. I realise, oh, right, that's how you do that. Because I don't know. See, the life I led up until 53, that's no longer applicable, apart from the memories that I've retained. And I've retained a lot considering what I went through. But it's that way. It's every day is something different, especially post-stroke, that they never told me about. They don't have time to sit you down and tell you this will happen. Plus, they called it the snowflake. syndrome when I was in hospital, that no two snowflakes are the same, so no two strokes are going to be the same. So I have this from the Stroke Association, and it comes in each month. I'm sure a lot of people will get it. And it says Stroke Association, every year, 88,000 stroke survivors start a brutal, life-changing challenge, and they never signed up for it. Well, I fucking never signed up for this. I can assure you, I never fucking signed up for this. So, this girl here says, I was a stroke survivor at 27, suddenly faced the biggest challenge of my life. And it asks you to donate. I donate a small token. I intend to make this channel. This has always been my intention for the Stroke Association, to donate as much as I possibly can to that, and the Heart Foundation as well, because luckily for me, I have angina as well, mild angina. They can't test me. They haven't been able to test me. They gave me a horrendous test in hospital when I had my stroke. Not when I had my stroke, maybe a year, something like that after, because I can't go on the treadmill now because of my right leg. And so they done some other kind of test. Oh God, it was hellish. So it was, but it came up saying that it was some liquid you had to drink for a scan, and then your heart would show up in a very clear way, or a very clearer way. As far as I can remember, my memory, I bought a journal. So I've started to write things down now, which I really, really, I mean, I'm right-handed, and no, I'll talk about this first, because I'm going to I tend to go off track, and I don't want to be on here for ages. I'm showing face. And as I say, I'm expecting my daughter and my grandson will be floating about at some point, because I've turned my night into day. So, I'm up, I can be up till 9 in the morning, and I'm going to my bed, at 10, and catching a few hours, and if I have to get back up, I'll get back up. But if I don't have to get back up, well, my days of getting up and doing all this and that is long gone, I can assure you. But I intend to get them back, within, but it'll be my terms this time. Forever I've lived in everybody else's terms. I was very much a yes person, and those same people, whenever I would phone, very fucking seldom, because I hate asking, even with this stroke, I do not like to impose on other people to have to help me. And that's one of the hardest things it's been, in trying to do my recovery kind of thing. I have to ask certain people. I'm clutching my hands like this. I'm not silently praying or anything. I'm fucking freezing. I forgot to ask my daughter to put the heating on when she was in earlier. So as I say, somebody's coming in shortly, so I'll ask them. But and I'm not being hostile either, right? I'm right into body language. I'm into body language. I'm into spiritualism. I'm into Buddhism. I've been into Buddhism since, way before I moved in here, and that's over 25 years ago. But all these different things, everybody's got their thing that they like. You don't know that because, well, they don't shout it from the rooftops and tell you. But no, the other thing I wanted to mention, one was that stroke thing, I've had it for a couple of months now. And when it came through, I was quite surprised at the terminology, that you never signed up for this brutal, the word brutal. I would have made it in fucking bold, red, flashing fucking neon lights. Brutal. That's an understatement. Give me a minute just to get a drink. That's another thing. It's not nerves through being on here. This happens. This has been going on for fucking more years than I care to remember. Ray Sawyer, Doctor Hook. Do you know I had 5 tickets to see Doctor Hook? And not one of us could fucking go. I was the only one that could go, and they were in my local town, just 10 minutes drive from here. Ray wasn't there. Ray was there, but I couldn't fucking go. Put your favourite Doctor Hook song in the comments. Oh, please like and share. If you don't like it, at least share it. You know, someday, I hope someday, there's always somebody. It's horrible. It's horrible. You know, I haven't been for a while. I go to a stroke club on a Tuesday, and I met the people in there are lovely, really, really nice, and we play bingo and we have a quiz, and we have a gab, and we're all very, very like-minded because we all know, and the range, well, I was one of the youngest ones there, and there was a guy, and the people I knew that people I met that I knew, fuck, you wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it, but I will tell you about it, but maybe not tonight. I want to tell you about what my neurologist said to me properly. This is Jessica. What a cunt of a cat she's been. Excuse my language. I don't really like that word, but apparently my grandson tells me it's used as a form of the English dictionary now. So I never knew that. But here's yes, it is. And this cow here, oh, it's full moon tonight as well. Full moon. Soon to be a super full moon. I'm right into the moon as well. And it's that way. My mum was the same. She was the same as me. My gran was the same. My mum and my gran came from, they were born in India. So they were. And my father, before my dad met my mum, and he was younger, he decided, because he had a problem with alcohol, and he passed as an alcoholic, but he was a very, very, very clever man, and a lovely man, but not with alcohol. He was like Jekyll and Hyde. I'm sorry to say, I lost my dad in 1999, and it feels like yesterday. My mum I lost in 2019. And I did say in my first video about, you know, 2018 being a horrific year. And I will go into it. And everything I tell you on this channel, I want you to know I can back up every single word of what I intend to say, you know, moving along. And it's not to, you know, out anybody or shit like that. Whoever it is, they'll know if they come across it. They'll, well, there's nothing to worry about then. Why worry? Worry will give you frown lines. I said that to my daughter. She used to frown all the time, even the headmaster. But no, well, that's true, but no. The other thing I want to tell you what the neurologist said to me, I'll try and show you, if I'll probably won't do it tonight, but I'll try and show you. I'm sitting cross-legged here. That's the first time I've done that in a long, long time. I would touch this, but the ring light my granddaughter gave me, she got a ring light for 2 Christmases ago, I think, and it's never been used, and I don't know how, but it made its way over to this house, and it made its way upstairs into the spare room. It's now called the spare room because nobody wants to take ownership of it. They're all fighting over the next room. But they're all, I feel this is a squad of them. There's two, and one, I've got one daughter. I used to feel as if I'd had about fucking 10 kicking about in here. But anywho, what the neurologist said, and he diagnosed it, as I said in the last video, which is very sketchy, and I haven't watched it again since I posted it, was apparently the condition I have is called clonus, and I believe it's spelled CLONIS, clonus, and I had never heard of it. My daughter had never heard of it, and he had it. And see, if you press on the ball, see my cat's sitting here, but I can, my fucking, like an old horse, see it's starting now. I don't know, can you see it? Right, I've got, see how it's shaking the knee, but down at my calf, it's shaking far worse. It's spasming, and that's as soon as any pressure, see, is still going on. And I did want to show you my foot and compared to my other foot, because people, if I hope I have something, well, actually, it's a double edged sword, because I hope I've got something that'll help you, um, help somebody, to take to the doctor and say, about it. Doctors won't know because when my daughter phoned the surgery, I'll tell you what they told me to take for it. What this is a first step to medication. Um, uh, and my daughter phoned the surgery when we got home and from the appointment, and she told the doctor what the neurologist had said, mentioned the Clonus, and nope, I'd never heard of it. She had, I can't remember if it was a he or a she that was, that she was, excuse me, uh, the boss. I know it's upside. I don't know if you can read it back to front. I don't know what way you can read it. I should know. But anywho, uh, ah, so that I've got that, and that's really affecting my walking at the moment, and my toes. It's my toes that are sore. They seem to be kind of, they're going under, but if you keep straightening them, you can get them. Or if you do a pronounced heel toe, heel toe, then you know you'll get, it might not do it as much. I'm doing it as well. Anywho, um, that's what I wanted to say. If you have anything you want to ask me or anything like that, I know I'm a new newbie on here, um, and there must be thousands of channels. I haven't looked up any of them really personally. I haven't even looked up Clonus, to be quite honest with you. I take it as it comes. I'm meant to be starting physio again this week, so that'll be me in at physio, so they'll see a difference, because I never had this when I was going for physio earlier on in the year. So the neurologist wants me to go back to physio, so that's what my daughter's going to check the calendar actually when she goes back over. I think it's sometime this week actually. I don't know what. Well, it'll be tomorrow. Wait, see you. It's usually in the afternoon, so that's not. I hate going anywhere first thing in the morning. Also, I want to say as well that many of you may resonate with. Hang on. I hate that when it's loose. Pardon me, it annoys me. You may resonate with. Now, for I would say, now we've had a hellish summer, fucking summer. It's been nothing but rain, rain, and more hooray rain. I'm in Scotland in the UK, so it's been terrible. And if it's not raining, it's really overcast and it's not particularly going out weather. So, because I did intend, I've been out a couple of times over to my daughter's and back, and I've done that myself, but I'm not doing it confidently. But I've got there, and then somebody will walk back over with me. But I've been out three times. Two of them was to the, no, three of them was to hospital. Two was to the neurologist. No, one was to the neurologist, and two was to my hip consultant, the orthopedic C words as well. That's frustrating. I do have a good vocabulary, and it takes me. It's there, and I can see the word, and I can hear it in my mind, but I cannot bring it to my mouth, kind of thing, and say it. And that can. I was going to say I'm getting used to it. I don't know if you ever get used to it personally. Some days you do, and some days you don't. But other than that, don't know. But Anyway, really I want to tell you, what else I want to tell you tonight before my daughter pops in. Music wise, concert wise, it was good this year in summer, well, June. um, my wee granddaughter, she went to see Nicki Minaj in Glasgow. That was her first concert, so she went there with her mum and mum's friend and Grace's friend as well. Our daughter, Lord, and my grandson came with who? Me. We went to see James, a UK band from England, and we went to Glasgow to see them. So Joe was in charge of me. His mother said she was taking nothing, that's me putting it politely, nothing to do with it. She didn't want to know if we were stranded in Glasgow. She didn't want to know, fuck all, little bitch. Anyhow, all went great. James put on a fantastic performance. My grandson thoroughly loved it. That was his first concert as well, you know, to a band in the exhibition centre kind of thing in the Hydro we went to. And then Joe, he went to see Foo Fighters, and him and Pat made a connection. He says he caught Pat's eye in, well, Nirvana. That was it. So he had a very good time, and he nearly got the set list. So he did, and he had the chance of grabbing it out of this girl's hand, because she got it. There was about 30 of them at the end of the night kind of thing, and they just must have threw it into the park. And Joe was near where they threw it to, and he saw it. Oh, he said his heart was in his and the way he was telling me it, you know, he was all going and everything. He's a wee Adonis. My daughter used to say I would get cursed for saying that when I used to say that. Oh, I was at both my grandchildren's births. I cut my Josie's umbilical cord, went for a sandwich, was told it would be 3 hours before Grace was born, came back in the room and there she was on her mum's boob. So so I was there, but with Joe was very hands-on. He was born he was a water birth, and my daughter was only 15 at the time. My daughter was, I don't think I told you that. Well, you know, so he was our wee saviour. He's 6'2" now, but obviously my mum spoiled him, I spoiled him, his mother spoiled him. There's a lot more, obviously, you could imagine, into that story. But the main point I wanted to say that it was me that cut his umbilical cord. I thought it was having an out of body experience. I mean, I was only 38 at that time, so, and I wanted a baby myself, but then a second baby, well, third baby actually, because I lost my first baby when I was 18. So my daughter, I've got my daughter, and then I wanted to go in, but that's I had endometriosis. But first of all, in my last house, when I was at right, I'm going to tell you a story, right, talking about bands, right, and then I'm going to finish it and leave it there. I've been on for 23 minutes, so right, I'll round up to 30. I'm very much into numerology as well. I thought I've been trying to get into it. My stroke has given me, what I wanted to tell you was, other than those 3 times I've been out, I have spent every day in the house, and I don't watch TV. I stopped watching TV in 2017, and that's a big story in itself. But I stopped watching it. I've been mainly listening to music, but I do now watch tarot. And tarot, the readers feel like family. That's what they feel like. They feel as if certain readers that I have now become over 18 months, June last year I started it in, and I watch it. There's not a day goes by. Well, sometimes I watch that Yellow Jackets. You know, I'll watch a series and that, you know, if I'm feeling like it. Excuse me for a minute. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but I'm in the privacy of my own home. So What? It's medicinal, my doctor knows. No, I want to tell you of how I met my idol when I was 16. That's a throwback one as well. I guess that's why they call it the blues. That was when I was 16. Anyway, I don't want to offend anybody if you don't like it, you know. Anywho, so I was 14 and a half and I saw them on Top of the Pops. Good old Top of the Pops. And I thought, oh my God, oh now 14 and a half, dear Lord. I also had one before that, Mark Hammond from Soft Cell. I'll get back to Mark Hammond maybe at some point, but this one I want to tell you about. So a year went by and tickets became available for Glasgow, Barrowlands. And I've got two friends that stay in Glasgow, and we used to go to concerts and live music. And so the younger sister, they're both sisters, and the younger sister, she was with me and my stepsister, who had just come across from Ireland, because she was my stepfather's daughter and he was from Northern Ireland, Strabane, County Strabane. My Irish accent's actually a lot better than that. I spent a lot of time in Strabane, so I did. Oh, please don't, surely not. If it is, I'm just going to pause. Oh, yes it is. Oh, blah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm recording. Wait a pause. I don't want to lose it.